What's going on, family? Hope everybody been blessed and enjoying a weekend. It's another weekly watch that's from True to the Strat, and we're gonna jump straight into things. Coming last week, Powell made the whole market pop. A lot of setups went crazy. A lot of things happened, and we're gonna see if we can get some continuation going into next week. These names I'm about to bring up. So let's jump straight into it. I'm gonna start off with FSLR, First Solar. So starting with some top-down analysis, what I like about First Solar is we do have full time frame constantly to the upside. We triggered two down, two up on the QR. That looks great. Leave the years green as well. Coming down to this monthly candle, we do have a two up continuation on the month. We did receive some rejection at this previous month of November of last year, but we received some rejection around 221.20. And that rejection has set us up for a TTO opportunity, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. So here it is. We hit that this week, pulled back. And what I like is we pulled back around 198.87 inside that range. I did put on the Fibonacci's attached from the 3 to the highs. And we just popped out of an OTE zone as well. You can see this on a daily. So now we within that OTE area, that golden area, we have a failed two down. So come next week, if we do receive some continuation, we could see a 2-2 rev back to the upside. That will also be the start of a TTO. We want to take out these highs of 221.20 and then eventually get back up to 231.60. So that's what I'm looking at for First Solar. Real simple setup. Nothing too crazy displaying. I ain't got no crazy verbiage or anything like that. You just want that OTE 2-2 rev TTO back to the highs on this bullish stock. Let's check out some contracts. 19th of September. I like the 225 C's for 370. If we was to hit targets at least by September 5th, we have 221. That'd be almost 100%. So 221 is only right there. That can realistically happen in 2 days. We're giving ourselves a week and a half to hit this, but it can happen in 1 or 2 days, honestly. And then we have 231.60, 231, and that will range over 200, about 250. Put 60 in there. About 250% return on investment. So a lot of time to hit these. Yeah, that's 2 weeks to do that. So the risk to reward is just magnificent on this trade. Not only the trade is simple, but I see the risk to reward is crazy. I love the setup. The Greeks on a contract is also decent. So 225, 29 -18. I'm sorry, 24 to -16. So yeah, this is a nice, beautiful setup. All it needs to do is pop. All it needs to do is move. If you don't hesitate and you get in above 203.17, which is our code trigger, as soon as it starts moving up, you should be making quite a bit of money. We have an ATR of $10 a day, so it moves $10 a day. So one day could give you a nice 50 to 100%. Again, those contracts was analyzed as if we hit those targets for the next 2 weeks. So imagine you hit those targets within the next 2 days or 3 days or within the same week. You will receive way more than the percentage that you just seen on the analyze tab. Just keep that in mind. Second ticker I like is Baidu. Again, if you know me, man, you know I love bullish pennants. You know I love consolidation, not just any consolidation, but you know I like consolidation that's ranging on the POC as well with actionable signals, and that's what we have going on in Baidu. So by this red bar you see here is the POC, that's the point of control, and what that represents is a lot of price by the institutions. They've been buying and selling around that price range, which created that red bar, that red level. What price like to do is wrap around that. It's also like it's like a string on a pole. How the string would wrap around this pole, but eventually this POC will act as a launch pad for price to pop to the upside, and that's why I like this stock. Now, keep in mind that we are at the end of the month of August, and we will be entering the month of September pretty soon. And we are failed two down on a month, which would give us opportunity to go 2-2 rev on a month if we don't go outside month within next week with Paidu, right? So keep that in mind. The quarterly is also, forgot to mention a quarter, but if you watch my previous videos, you know that I love the closing of candlesticks. Not many talk about the closing of candlesticks. I love the doji closings. What this means is there's a lot of squeezing going on in this range as well. Just looking at where the bodies close on this time frame. That lets me know that this is ready to pop pretty soon. And not to mention, we just been basing at the lows. Price has memory. So honestly speaking, this has a lot of potential to go to the upside. What we're going to be looking at is short-term upside, but long-term leap wise, this can go crazy. But just keeping it real simple for right now. Let's go back to that month. Fell two down on the month, and then we go into the week. We got a nice 3-1 on the week with the one trying to hammer. Again, consolidation on the weekly time frame as well. Let's drop down to this daily. So drop down to the daily. You can see how price was within its demand zone. That's the previous month close at 87.87, and it respected, and it rarely went below the previous year close at 84.31. Even rarely went below 85.47. So I like the range that it's sitting in. What I do want to see, I don't like continuations as a strat trader. I don't like two ups. The hybrid time frames is presenting a nice setup. I'm gonna show that in a little bit, but I would love to see a slight pullback before we actually take out these equal highs of the previous quarter open at 91.10. So I would love to see a slight pullback, at least back to 87.87. It can even fall back into 85.76, then create a one or the 2-1 back up. I would love that. So if it does happen, don't. Let me tell you something. We love pullbacks in the market. When these trades come out, I'm not looking for every trade to pop the same day on Monday and go crazy. Sometimes price will pull back, creating a deeper discount, and those contracts become cheaper than the original entry that you was looking at prior. So I would love to see a rejection at 91.10. If we don't, I'm gonna still enter, but I would love to see that rejection come back towards 87.87 and then catch the reversal going back up. That would give us some cheaper contracts, and I would love that entry as well. But let's check out the hybrid time frame. Hybrid time frames is presenting some nice. I think the 3-day and the 4-day is I'm really looking for. So 3-day, look at this. We have a 1-2-1, 3-1-2-1. That's a bullish pennant in itself. And y'all know how I feel about bullish pennants. These are explosive. And let's come to the 4-day. And we have a fail two down on the 4-day, which opens up on the 26th. So that's in 3 more days. So keep this in mind. We got bullish pennant. We got failed two downs. We got actual signals all over this. China can be a little funny. So just be careful with that. But I'm pretty confident with this trade. I like the way it's setting up. Check out the 6-hour. Check out that 6-hour. I like the way this is setting up. So you just got a basic 2 on the 6-hour. Again, I just want a slight pullback to the previous month close and see what happened from there. We have a little demand zone going on there. So a lot of reasons why I like this trade. Then we got that big bullish pennant going on, period. This will pop sooner or later. This will pop sooner or later. It's just a matter of when. Let's check out the contracts. I like September. You can't get more time. Baidu is cheap. The IV is not really that high as it used to be. So these 1.85, 95C September 19s are pretty cheap. If you go to trade, you can always get more time like the Octobers. These 3 at the money cons are also cheap, especially with the amount of time that it's offering. Very little delta. So if you do get a pullback with these, you should be fine. 100Cs for October will be the way to go as well. But I will be getting the September 95s, which is 185. You could go further in the money if you want. This is just my choice. Look at the analyze tab. So 99.45, we hit that by the 5th, 210%, 95, any 95 is 78. And again, this is in three weeks. So 95 is right here. I mean, I want to give myself a week to hit that as well. Forgot to mention, we do have a mini gap to fill on Baidu as well. Let me try to find that. We got a little gap to fill right here between 97.46 and 95.70, I believe. 95.59. So yeah, I like this setup a lot. Be patient with it, but it's very explosive. Very explosive. It is China, so just be a little patient. You might get some overnight pops and drops or whatever. But if you got enough time on your contract, you shouldn't panic. As long as the whole previous share close 84.31, you're in good standing. And even if it doesn't hold, look for the sweep before it comes back up. Okay, next ticker I like is CLF. Haven't played materials. I'm lying. We played silver. But as far as the mining companies, Cleveland Cliffs. So Cleveland Cliffs is sitting at the bottom of a range on a yearly chart, right? Hasn't been this low since last year and used to have problems in 2018, 19, and 17. But now we here, right? We holding this as support. We holding the previous year close as support as well. Come to the quarter has had a nice two down, two up in force, but we did get a pullback. Let's come down to the month. Inside month, if we remain inside, which is likely, you now have a 2-1-2 month coming in for September. So I'm already stalking what's setting up for next month. I'm not going to wait till Friday to do that because there's some opportunities already showing itself. Let's look at the week. The week also is inside as well. And again, you have another bullish pennant presenting itself within this range. Boom. So nice little setup going on there. Looks explosive to me as well. Daily is presenting a two up. There's some hybrid time frames to look at on this one. Looking at the 3-day, and that 3-day is also consolidating as well. And then the 4-day has a double inside. Oh no, that's not the wrong 4-day. But this 4-day have a failed two down, hammering, and a 3-day have an inside. So actual signals just stacked on each other, and then the 2-day is just a two up. But this looks great. We want to see that. You want to see the calls above 1053. You want to see this moving force. You want to hit 1072, then you want to hit 1097. We can see some turbulence or some pullback here. Once we get above that, we should be able to hit 1144, then eventually 1196. So I want price to get up in the higher 12s to 1226 and around 1196. I want to see price get around that range. Check out the contracts here. Could go with two of these. It's super cheap. September 11 seeds is only $50, and October 17-12 seeds is only $49. Looking at these Septembers, we have 1196 over 100%, 1226 over 100%. So all it has to do is move. Octobers look good as well. So super cheap. This is for small accounts. I want to sleep on that play. Just be a little patient with it. It's mining company. Next ticker we're going to talk about is Sound. Sound. So Sound, we got a 3 up on a month, pull back, went 2-2 rev on a quarter. Now is retesting the high of last quarter, which is very interesting to me, right? Looking at the week, we did get a nice pullback after the last 2 weeks that was bullish. You finally got that pullback. So if anybody was looking to catch that run up back in Sound, here's our chance. Going to the daily. Not much going on really here except for a dip back into the OTE golden area, which is 1253, and then we do have a 3 on that daily. Now this can come down just a little bit more, and if it does, again, we like that because it's going to give us a discount. The only thing we have to do now is just watch what happens in that range. I talked about this a long time with Carvana. A week and a half ago, Carvana had that same kind of setup where it dipped back into the OTE. Wasn't quite done yet, dipped a little more, and then presented that 2-on-2 to shoot back. We want to look for that same kind of setup with Sound. So if we don't get that 3-2 V-shaped recovery right away, just look at what happens when we start to slip back into the lower 11.55s or $11. Price should subside there, and you want to see if we can get some actual signals or another strat setup that could send us back to the upside at a cheaper price. What I like about this is also contracts are not that bad. I like September's. We could go with the 13, 13.5, or the 14s. Honestly, I believe I chose the 14Cs. And we have our targets of 1483, 1549, and 1659. So look at that. 1483. If we hit that by the 5th, that's over 133%. Very nice. 1649, 59 is over 300%. And if we was to add at least 1483, we already have 1483. But 1659. We have that already. Let's put in 1356. I don't think this would be 1356 would give much. Yeah, you'd just be barely green. Again, that's given in the next 2 weeks. Okay. Next ticker I like is Coin. Coin, I've been stalking Coin and Bitcoin for a while now. Quarter shooter, but we have a shooter hammer combo going on this month. And if I stretch this lower month part out, I like to say price has memory. You will then see that we are retesting these previous highs here that used to be resistance. So this area was resistance. 293.31 was resistance. We now turn that area back into support. I still use the basics and the fundamentals to give you my ideas. And if we do spread out just a little bit more, I think that's it. So yeah, we retrying that area. Look at to the tick, right? We retrying that area. Price has memory. Now we want that TTO. You want that move back to the upside. Let's check out the week here. The week is also hammering. Also another shooter hammer combo going on there. We can see the sweeps that's been happening at 293.31. Again, retesting those previous resistance areas, turning it back into support. That's something we like and really want to see. With that being said, if we get a move going with Bitcoin, Coin will follow. Coin do have a 132 up is what we want to look for. This can be day traded or swung to the upside. Nice gap to fill. Now I understand that Coin could be a little expensive. If you cannot afford Coin, you want to get CONL, which is the Coin Daily ETF. Same thing. So we're looking for calls above 36.14. That's a little above the 3.2 trigger, and on Coin, we're looking for calls above 322.37. That would trigger the 3.2 up to the upside. Again, this could be day traded because Coin can be a little risky based on the data on the contracts. And set the analyze tab. We have September 5th going on. So, and we want to be able to hit our targets. We want to be able to hit our targets long before the expiration date. So if I put in, I don't think I analyzed these. If I put in 349.75, you'll start to see some changes here. And this is more so by expiration. Again, we want to hit these targets at least by Friday. So I give it the 29th. And then we got 339.98. So I like the odds for these. Again, that's worst case scenario. We can hit those way before that. And Conal, CONL, will give you a way higher chance because those cons are about the same price, but you can get more time on them as well. So let's check that out. CONL. I don't think I analyzed any cons, or I did. So September 19th. Again, you could get yourself more time with these, and sure the percentage will be just maybe a little bit lower. I didn't put in any targets for as high as this, but we do have the potential to reach 50.82. Again, Bitcoin gotta just pop. Bitcoin gotta pop 50.82, and that's when you can see those threes, even by expiration. So I got faith that this does have the potential to go crazy. They got 45.12. It's 175. So I have faith that this can go crazy. So keep eyes on Coin, keep eyes on Bitcoin. And again, you always feel free to look at CONL. I just put in 4104. That's the first target, which will be 65% if we get that by the 5th. That's good. That's very good. 45.12 is right there. 41.10 is just right there. So yeah, don't sleep on this one. We can hit that 41.10 in one day, honestly. Giving ourselves 2 weeks to do it. So that's good odds. Last but not least, I like a stock called BMRN. I did a little bit of research on this. They kill earnings. They finances is going up. This is a healthcare stock, a biotech stock. It's been beaten down lately. Last time it been at these ranges of 54.79 was back in 2014 around April and July. And y'all can see how when it did get a run up, it ran up. So we are back in that range. We did go 2 up on a month. Again, they just had earnings pop, pull back. And now on the week, we got a lot of consolidation. Now this long pop here is acting as a mother bar. So we got to see how this is going to play out. Hopefully the mother bar will allow some clean price action going to the upside, but usually with mother bars it chops some more. We're going to see how this play out. I got faith. We have a double inside week going on there, which is capturing my attention. And again, we just keep sweeping this 56.45. So price is struggling to get below 56.45. That means there's opportunity to catch this thing going to the upside. I like calls above 58.89. Let's check the daily. The daily is also coming off the point of control. Again, this is where price like to act as a launch pad. So it consolidated here all that for the last 2 weeks, straight consolidation. This thing may be ready to go crazy. I never traded it before, so I will not go super heavy. Let's check the hybrid time frames. I think the 4-day is also 4-day is a double inside. So we got a double inside week, double inside 4-day. Crazy consolidation on the point of control. And again, they beat earnings and they finances is up. So I think this is a no-brainer trade to like get in there, right? No hesitation. Let's go to the analyze tab. I like September 19, 60 C's for 150.45. You can get more time if you like. That's just what I'm picking. We got a target of 60.43, and then we got a previous year low target of 61.15, and then we can add these targets up here, 61.75, and then eventually get back up to 63.20. Is some of the price targets that we need to look at. So 60.43, again, this is about a fifth, right? Only 20, 61.15, 50%. I actually want to get up into that 63 area, which is over 150% return on investment, right? So you guys, we're going to see if this can happen faster than that. I think this is going to explode pretty soon. And that wraps up my weekly watch list video. All right, take care and enjoy your week.